Hey guys, welcome to another video in the Frsky series. And today's topic is rates in Expo. And a nice little shortcut that you can use if you have sort of like the same rates in Expo for your aileron, your elevator, and your rudder. So if you use the same, so for example, a lot of E-flite planes, they have a high rate of 100 and a low rate of 70. And you know, that's the same for your rudder, your elevator, and your aileron. And if you do that, there is a nice little shortcut that you can use to make that process even quicker than the quick way that it is now. I have to say, Ethos does it in a way that's actually very quick compared to Edge TX and compared to Spectrum. But yes, we're going to go ahead and do that now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a new model. So I'm going to go into the model selector. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but a nice little shortcut is if you hit the model button and hold it down, actually here, if you just hit the model button, it'll go into your model menu. But let me get back out of it. But if I hit and hold down, it'll go into my model select right away. So I'm going to go over here to plus, and I'm going to add a model. And it's going to be an airplane, and I hit the center page to go to the next page. It's going to be one channel. Let's make it one channel of ailerons. It's going to be a basic model, no flaps. Traditional tail, and hitting the center button to move forward. And yes, and one channel elevator and one channel rudder. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and name it. This is the basics of setting up a model. Nothing fancy here. And let's call it test rates, maybe. Oops. Okay. All right. So this is a brand new model, nothing on it. Now, if I'm going to go and create some rates, I'd go into Model over here, go over to my mixer, and say my ailerons, and I'm going to edit that. And over here, I'd go over here and I do my, where curve is, I do my Expo. And my rates, I would go ahead and just add a bunch of them with a bunch of different switch positions. So I would have, like, say, 3 rates. So in this particular example, I'm going to go ahead and make 100, 80, and 70 as my high, medium, low rate. And I'll make it all 30%, Expo. The way that you do this, actually, let's make it, say for high rate, let's make it 35, medium rate, let's make it 30%, and low rate, let's make it 25%. And that's just sort of an example of having a bunch of different rates and a bunch of different for high, medium, and low. Generally, I just use 30, but for this example, let's do it. So if I'm going to do a curve, generally what I do is I go over here and add a curve, and I'd make it Expo. Instead of that, I'm going to go over here to add curve. So I'm going to back up just a bit. Not add a new curve over here, but over here, I'm going to go ahead and add curve. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a new curve. Now, this is the same, like hitting that add curve is the same thing as getting out of that menu and going into the curve menu and creating a curve. So over here, let's add a curve, and let's make this one the high rate. And a higher rate, I'm going to name it now, just for making it easy. It'll be 100, and then maybe a dash, 35 for Expo. So 100% rate, 35 Expo. Now I'm going to go over here to type, and I'm going to make it Expo over here, not in the other menu, but in here. What this does is gives me a weight as well. So now you can do a weight and an Expo for this particular curve. So I'm going to come down here, make this 35, I believe I said, and 100% rate. Now I'm going to make another one. Okay. And this is going to be the curve. Okay. Now I'm going to add a new curve. And this one is going to be on a switch position. That's 100% rate. And so like this is where I usually do my rates. And let's do a mid rate. So that's the mid position over there. And we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to add another curve over here. And the name of this one is going to be, say, 80 dash, what did I say, 30. So 30 for the mid rate. Type will be an Expo, and this one will be 80. And Expo will be 30. Okay, now I'm going to add another one. And we'll make this my low rate. I do low up. I know a lot of people do high up, but that's just me. And same thing, I'm going to add a new curve. And name, let's make this one, I don't know, 70, what did I say, 25. Type will be an Expo, and this will be 70. And 25. Okay, so now I have my rates. I didn't even touch weights and rates. I left that alone. I did it all in the curve. So now I've got my low, my medium, and my high rate. What's nice about this is now that's stored in curve. So those are 3 different curves that are already stored in the curve menu. So now I can go over here to elevator, edit, and add it. So now here's the curve, and there's my 135. Let's add a new curve. We'll do that for the mid rate. Oops, I gotta go here and then go to the mid rate. And we can make this one 80-30 and add a new curve. And this is gonna be my low rate position. And this one's gonna be the 70-25, and there's my elevators. Done. Now I can go to my rudder and do the same thing, edit. And I go over here to my curve and make that 135. Add a new curve, switch position will now be the mid position. And this is going to be the 80-30 curve that we created. And add a new curve. And we're going to go to the low position. And this is going to be the 70-25 curve that we created. Now my weights and my Expo are done. There's my low rate, medium rate, and high rate, and that's done for my rudder, and it's also done for my throttle. I'm sorry, so for my elevator and for my ailerons. There it is. It's a quick and easy shortcut to do curves, or I'm sorry, to do Expo and rates if you use the same for all the different channels. So for aileron, elevator, and rudder, a lot of planes do say just use 70% for the low rate and then do maybe 80% for the medium rate and 100% for the high rate. And if that's the case, this is a nice little shortcut that makes things really, really simple. All right, that's it. That was relatively simple. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment in the video or send me an email at all.rc.air@gmail.com. Thank you very much and have a good day.